And so please describe to me what the aesthetic look is exactly.
More like this guy here.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and bring
Oh wow, you really have to come in here?
like this guy.
Is this
No,
is this really happening? He met the other guy behind you, bro. Like I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm right into that bad boy.
You can stay right there, behind the camera, behind the camera. No, see now that you got me jealous now.
That's okay.
That's not
no,
fair.
but you're more in the category like Wilfred Arnold. Okay?
My man.
Okay.
Yeah. Arnold Ferrigno. Huh?
Okay.
Aesthetic. That's great, partner. You two ever go out place everything in its proper place?
That does not make sense, but we usually do go. We head to Kroger's, and we work.
Oh, yeah. I've got a lady waiting for me back home also. She has the most beautiful scrotum. Oh, God. And when she sings, she sounds just like a puppy dog. How do you nail a photo?
Just gotta get in the mode. You gotta talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes. You
Okay,
gotta
so
have the eyes
can you show me a little bit of something, like to this camera? I would love to know how to do this. I just want to know.
Well,
how
I
do you do
mean,
it? Teach
the
me
smile,
something.
You can get the sexy eyes. Then you know you gotta get the smile going on some shoes, but you know.
Wait, hold up.
You got.
I got
when
try
it's
this
time,
with
when,
you.
it, when it's
Hold
time
on.
to laugh,
I gotta try this
you gotta
with
think
you.
of something funny and start laughing.
Do it again. Do it again. How do you do it? Teach me.
Sexy eyes.
The sexy eye.
This is sexy eyes right here.
Smizing?
Smile.
So you're smizing.
Smile.
Okay.
And then you gotta get the.
No, I look like I need to take a poop or something.
Wish words were like little toy guns. No sting, no hurt, no one, just a bang, bang. Right?
Is that it?
Yeah, it's something like that. Just a bang,
Toy
bang,
guns.
rolling off your tongue.
Toy guns.
It's no smoke, no
Bang, bang.
bullets.
Water guns. All right.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. Good morning, yes. Good morning, everybody. I hope you guys are having a terrific and wonderful tubular, I guess. That's like a throwback word, right? Hopefully, who came up with tubular? Anyway, hopefully you guys are having a wonderful and terrific Tuesday. It is Tuesday, y'all. Shoot, not a whole lot has been going. I mean, there's a lot of things, but nothing really big going on in the news as of since last night. I see that some of you guys got a chance to check out my recent impromptu live show last night, where we kind of did a breakdown of the security cam footage of the elections and the ballots in Georgia and all that, and hopefully it sheds some light or let you have a clearer perspective on your own decisions on where you stand on either side of the fence, or whether you think it's the election is being stolen, or if you think that it's not. Hopefully we were able to like shed a little bit of light on that. So if you haven't gotten a chance to check that out, please go check it out. It's on the page. It's on my channel and all's that's okay. So please go and do that. It might be a little noisy right now because I got the window open. I'm just going to give you guys a heads up on that right now. Just like yesterday, I don't know, we got these puppies, right? And my girl likes to keep this place ridiculously warm. It is uncomfortably warm in this crib. So I got to open up as many windows as I can so I can like breathe a little bit. And also so I can be in front of these hot ass lights and wear a hoodie and still feel okay. So I got windows open and everything right now so I could just kind of get some fresh air in here because it's just hot as an oven. I don't even know why I turned that into a song, but hot as an oven. And you know what I'm saying? It feels like an R&B song. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I digress. I got the fellas in the house, Jack and David. What's a guan?
What's going on, man? Hey, is that a rose on your sleeve?
Yes, because every rose has its thorn, right? Something like that.
Hey.
I don't know. There is no rose out there that I've ever seen that doesn't have a thorn. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, unless they dethorned it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's another thing. That's another conversation in itself, for sure.
That's right.
You know? But
looking good, though, man.
Thank you, man. So how you guys feeling?
Yeah.
How you guys doing?
Pretty good. Just been up. I've had an espresso this morning. I usually have, just regular coffee, but I had
17
espresso
coffees.
this morning. So,
17
just a little,
coffees.
get that little extra pep in my step.
That's good. Because
how about
usually,
you, David?
I mean, because usually you take like 7 cups of coffee. So you taking that shot of espresso is like taking 4 coffees, right?
Yeah, my morning run of coffee's done already. Then.
There you go. There you go. How you doing, David? What the guan, man?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I woke up a little late, so I'm just starting on my coffee, but
I feel you.
Pretty good.
I completely concur on that notion. It was a late morning for me too. You know what I'm saying? So woke up and I'm like, what the hell is going on today? Damn, I have no idea. There's some things that are kind of old, which we are going to talk about once we get T on, because T has something on the not effing around committee or coalition. I don't even know. Coalition, right? The leader got arrested, and he's got that story. So we're going to kind of sit and wait on that one for a little bit. But we do have some interesting information. We did talk about this a little bit yesterday about UK starting to administer the vaccines. So I understand that David's got a little bit of information about that, and I'm going to throw it over to David. What's going on, Dave?
All right, so most of you probably heard about the first vaccination, which happened early yesterday. It was the first public vaccination of the Pfizer vaccine in the entire world, and it's the first of the UK stage of bringing out their vaccinations, who are first targeting on older individuals who are more susceptible because of their age. So the first woman was Margaret Keenan, who was 90, and she received the shot on Tuesday. It was their Tuesdays, but it was a little later in the day for us. So she was the first one, and so far it looks like it's good. And then they began the second vaccination. It's a bit, they're kind of going with publicity stunts for the first few vaccinations, you could say. I mean, they're legitimate vaccinations, but, obviously they're trying to get everyone to see it and see the shot that is okay. And the second guy is what interests me. He's an 81-year-old World War II veteran. And his name is William Shakespeare. He is the second, and that's what a lot of people think. They just picked him because of his name, but he does have the benefit of being a vet. I don't know. It says it's 80. The other article says this. It looks like he's in his 90s actually. Okay, yeah, he's in his 90s, but
that's hilarious.
So yeah, what interests me about this is. So UK is unique in that they want to treat old people first, and some people, like Fauci, I think, maybe their own health people are slightly worried because if you give vaccinations to old people, they might get sick or die from other things because they're already, old and vulnerable. So they're afraid that might mess up the data, but the UK decided to go with them first because they think it's better for them to get vaccinated early. And so yeah, that's why they picked these two. It's obviously a big publicity thing going on right now. They are beginning the whole public phase of the vaccinations very soon, but these are just the first two, and they've been televised. I don't think they have a third one planned for the news to show, but we'll probably see the mass vaccination starting soon there, and I'm sure they'll televise that.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean. So they already started to administer the vaccines. They pick older people, obviously. So we're just going to keep an eye on William Shakespeare and the other lady. I don't know the name of the other lady, but we're just going to have to keep an eye on them, obviously. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to be the first to show any type of signs of any type of side effects. You know what I'm saying? So, interesting. Like I said before, we're going to be everyone needs to keep their eye on good old Great Britain. That's it. Just keep an eye on them. That's it. Because unfortunately, it ticks me off so much to say this, but they are the guinea pigs right now. They are the world's guinea pig. So for what was the lady's name? The 90-year-old
Margaret.
How old was she again? Margaret?
Margaret was in her 80s. Let me.
For it doesn't matter. So Margaret, who's in her 80s, and William, who's in his 90s, for them to do this, they got some serious, gigantic cojones, and that's all. I'm just gonna say that because I could never have the guts to jump in front and be one of the first to be administered a vaccine that I don't know anything about. But and of course, if you are a fan of the show, if you're a family member of the show, you know for a fact we've had this conversation. You know my opinion. You know all of our opinions. So all I can say is let's just keep a good, strong eye, like eagle eye, hawk eye view on Great Britain, and keep our fingers crossed because I would love to be proven wrong.
Yeah.
These are the moments that I want to be proven wrong, baby. Please let me say, y'all, I'm so sorry. I'm an idiot. I'm wrong. This thing's dope. Congratulations to this vaccine. I want to be proven wrong, Jack. I want to be proven wrong. Go ahead, Jack.
So, would you be comfortable if the Queen took it?
No.
No, like if she was so comfortable to take it, and
Okay.
was taking it. Like if she was going to take it, like you don't think that they would let her take anything that wouldn't be like 100% like okay for her to take?
Okay, I'll tell you what. If she did it, I'd be like, okay, that's one strong, brave woman. But I'd still be watching her. I don't care. I'd just be like, okay. If she's saying it's safe, I want to see her do it, and I want to see what happens afterwards. Now, I already did a conversation about this, about 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 ex-presidents that are willing to get in front of the cameras and take that good old vaccine, okay? Now, the funny thing is, though, it could be all for show, too. It could just be theater of the mind. So, Queen Elizabeth, right, goes in there. Long live the Queen, okay? She goes in there. She's like, I will take it, no problem, okay? She takes it. Who's to say that that isn't filled with saline, a placebo, you name it, just so that everybody else can feel safe and okay. This is the exact same thing I said about Obama, Bush, and Clinton all lining up and willing to be the first in line to take this so that the American people feel safe. Trust me, I'm not sitting here saying that they're willing to do the Hollywood, the Kansas City shuffle and try to swindle the American people into taking something that could be potentially dangerous. But at the same time, do you really think that all of our ex-presidents are willing to put themselves on the line with that kind of factor of terrible side effects or anything worse than that, even anything more detrimental? So I have to click that thought and drag it right over Queen Elizabeth, not sitting here saying that she's going to do that and lie to her people. But at the same time, she is the leader of that country. So, see what I'm saying? So if she wasn't to do it, I'd be like, okay, I'm watching you, girl. Like, dang, you a G. You a soldier, baby. But I'm watching you. And I'm watching every single day to see something in the news going, oh, she sneezed. She sneezed. She sneezed. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting for something. You know what I mean? Like, don't you see she's scratching her skin kind of funny? Like there's something underneath it. Don't you see that when she's making that speech? Something's going on. I'd be watching that like a hawk. That's all. What are you going to say, David?
Yeah, I feel you on that one.
See?
But I mean, I don't know. There's no reason for the Queen to influence my decision. She was literally born in her job and doesn't necessarily have any qualifications whatsoever. I mean, I just don't care what she does as far as
that's
influencing me goes.
Well, I'm just saying, even though, she was born into the job for sure, but she clearly is the leader of that country, and she got this on point like no other. This movement just done. You know what I'm saying? She's mastered this. She's a freaking 3rd degree, 12th degree black belt in the wave. Okay, but still, she still represents the British people. And if she was to say, "I'm willing to take it," I'd still be like, and I'd be watching that injection happen, and then I'd be watching her every single move for the next couple months until she gets the second one. You know what I mean? And then I'd really watch. You see what I'm saying? So, like, for example, William Shakespeare and Margaret, the 2 elderly people that went front in line, I commend y'all. I salute y'all. That's some serious cojones. But at the same time, I'm still going to be watching you like a hawk. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Because I don't want your laugh. No, I'm kidding. I don't want to take it and die or go through that kind of pain with those side effects. It sounds terrible.
You think Giuliani will take it?
It's still terrible that he got the COVID, which we haven't talked about. We have not talked about that. We are going to talk about that for 2 seconds. But yes, I think he will. Oh, yeah, I think he will.
All of a sudden he gets, some special dose.
Depending on how he takes, depending on how he gets out of here, though, out of this situation, because he's hospitalized right now.
Right.
Not saying that he's in terrible shape, but he's hospitalized. That's big.
Yeah.
Especially, and what's funny, okay, so for those of y'all who have been living under a rock for the past couple days, let's be real. Rudy Giuliani contracted the COVID, okay? He got that Rona, y'all, and it's terrible. He is being hospitalized right now. So right now, the man who's been leading this charge towards proving voter fraud and cheating, and the man who's in front of Stop the Steal and everything is hospitalized right now. So he's been put on the sidelines for right now. But I want to point something out. Rudy Giuliani, wherever you stand on his opinions and on where he sits politically, never wore a mask. Every single public hearing, every single public appearance he made, he never wore a mask. During those court hearings that we saw with the drunken Melissa Carone and all the other things, all the other people that came in, all his other witnesses that came in, he was not wearing a mask. One of the witnesses did keep a mask on, and he was like, "Can you please take off your mask so we can understand what you're saying?" She refused to. She refused to, and rightfully so. The man had Rona. So that whole courtroom probably got the Rona, probably got that vid. You see what I'm saying? He gave no damns. Walking around thinking he was impenetrable, and now a man who is clearly an elderly person, clearly is in his 70s, is hospitalized with that COVID. To answer your question, though, one more time, yes, he most definitely will be taking that vaccine. I think he will. If Trump says it's good enough, I think he'll believe him and he'll do it. That's what I think.
Yeah.
If he bounces back from his hospitalization and him being in the hospital and everything,
Right.
Because it sounds like he's having a bad reaction to it. Obviously, what were you going to say, David?
Right.
Was it
I
David?
imagine they'll monitor his antibodies after he gets out of the hospital and decide on his vaccination based on that. Because if he continues to have antibodies, the vaccination wouldn't really serve a purpose. It would just be introducing a new foreign mRNA strand into his body when he already has the antibodies, so it wouldn't really do anything. So I think they'll probably actually use him as an example or kind of a study to see how long immunity lasts in older people, because I imagine he's going to be getting tested constantly since he'll be near the president and the Supreme Court justices and the like.
Yeah, they shut down the Arizona legislature because of this. Mm-hmm. So, and so now everybody is basically in quarantine for the whole, state. I guess there's 2 Congress. I don't know if they're men or women that they have there, but they shut it down. So it's going to be interesting to see, what type of work gets done in Arizona here.
Yeah. Can we? Do you mind if we off road for a second here? Take a quick turn off the road really quick. It's in regards to COVID, but it's something I want to talk about before we jump into all these headlining news and all that, because there's plenty of things that we can talk about here, and we are going to get to KFC having a Lifetime movie and Santa saying no to a kid. Literally made this kid cry. We're going to look at that here in a second. But before we jump into that, there's something I do want to talk about. It has to do with COVID. It has to do with the Rona, about that vid, that 19. Here it is, guys. I just want to put this in the back of your brain. I was just having a conversation with my girl, my lady, yesterday, talking about the vaccine. And she was talking with a bunch of other people, and they were basically saying, nurses and healthcare workers and everything. A lot of people are sitting there going, hey, I'm willing to take the vaccine because I'd rather deal with 2 days of pain than the possibility of this COVID infecting my body to the point where I have a bad reaction to the COVID that suddenly I have to get a lung transplant in my mid-30s. Obviously, there's a lot of horror stories out here in regards to COVID, people reacting to COVID. There are some people in St. Louis that were just fine, healthy, young adults that are now in nursing homes because the Rona infected them so badly that it infected their spinal cord or their spine to the point where they can't move, they can't do anything. Like I said, COVID reacts in very, very weird ways to various amounts of different people. But one of the things that they were saying is that they don't know for sure if as soon as you get the COVID that it's gone for, like as soon as you get COVID, like you can never get it again. It's like chicken pox. You don't know. There's a fear that this could stay dormant in your system and pop back up like a flare up, like cold sores or, anything, any type of virus that's out there that people get, like once you get it, it's infected into your body that it could possibly come back up. We don't know what the lasting impression it has on a human body. Of course, we don't know. It's brand new. It's something that we don't even know, right? So that's just something I wanted to point out or shed a little bit of light. Still, I am very skeptical about this vaccine. But at the same time, there are people that are having really bad reactions to it to the point where either they can't move, they become human, they just become vegetables, or, they have to, their lungs get incredibly infected to the point where they have to, say, remove or get a lung transplant. I mean, these are real true stories. So I just wanted to point that out. Like I said, I am not trying to fearmonger at all whatsoever, but there's so much that we only know the surface, and there's a lot of people that know more than just the surface. And when you find out about that kind of information, it's terrifying to think that if you were to get infected with this could stay with you forever and could flare up like HPV or any of those things. And it could be worse than it was the first time you had it. So I can understand people wanting to take the vaccine so that they don't have something like that in their system forever. But I still am skeptical as all get out. But that's serious. They go, hey, like Shay just said, a lung transplant is a huge deal for life. Real talk. And I couldn't agree more. That's the reason why I wanted to say that, because I think that's why a lot of these health workers, a lot of these frontline workers are willing to do it, because they see what's really going on behind those curtains. They see those people who are victims of this virus and what's happening to their bodies, what's really happening to their bodies. Now, this week, hopefully later on this week, I am going to do my best to bring somebody on who is a frontline worker that has seen this stuff first and foremost they've had basically front row seats to seeing what's been going on in the hospitals and what COVID is really doing now to people. And this is the reason why there's a lot of people, like I said, that are so fine with taking the vaccine. They're like, hey, if it's 2 days of hell so that when I'm 50 or 60 years old, I'm not having to get a lung transplant because of I had COVID when I was in my 30s, then I'll do it, you know? So I could see a lot of people wanting to step up and take this solely because of that. But like I said, COVID is still something that we don't fully, truly know about. And that's what's terrifying about it. It's not about, one is getting it, obviously, and then surviving it, right? But then after that, what's the aftermath? You know, what is the ongoing effect longevity wise? And those are questions they don't have the answers to yet. So anyway, I just had to say that, put that out there. I'm working on hopefully getting this person later on this week to talk about everything. It might just be a phone call. I don't know if this person wants to be seen on camera, because we would be getting some real confidential information about this vid. And still, no matter what, the vaccine is still a terrifying thing, and I'm just gonna sit back and just see how it plays out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But go ahead.
I agree with you. I have this concern about both the virus and the vaccine, is that we don't really have enough time to know how they affect people on the long term.
Right.
We do. We have tracked COVID-19 to being present in the eyes, the brain, and the fluids in the spinal column.
Yep.
So yeah, those are why we're seeing permanent effects there. And there is the concern that it can pretty much be dormant for a while in some of those areas, and then revitalize after a while. There's also the issue, like you mentioned, of reinfection. Because we still don't really know. So most countries, didn't really start tracking in detail until about March or April. And pretty much we've retroactively found that it was global by December. It was in China, America, France, everywhere, Canada. So, it was going on for about 4 or 5 months and we didn't even know it was there. And so we've only been tracking it for around 7 to 8 months. So we haven't even seen the virus for a full year yet. We haven't seen it for its full cycle, per se. And on top of that, you are right that there is the big risk of this reinfection being worse, kind of like how it is with pneumonia. Mm-hmm. Each time you get it, your system can't fight it as well. And there's also the potential for an excessive immune response, since your antibodies continue to build up over time, or your autobody response continues to build up over time. I think it's your T cells specifically that build up, but either way. So yeah, there are those concerns. I do have the same concern with the vaccine, that we haven't seen it even over a year. I would be inclined to wait for 5 years to call it a good vaccine. And but I see why people are rushing, because even with only 8 months of actively tracking COVID-19, we have seen possibly permanent disability in terms of blindness and partial paralysis, and it's even caused seizures and aneurysms in the brain, which have caused permanent personality changes, mm-hmm. as well as permanent damage. But that leads to changes in personality. So there's just a lot we don't know about this virus, and it is definitely affects people severely in cases. And that's part of the push for the vaccine, is we don't know the long-term significance of the virus, and we don't know if it can keep popping back up. And so that does make it interesting, in that once you're infected, if it's dormant, will the vaccine even help at that point? Because you already have antibodies. So if it's becoming reactive again, even with antibodies in there, I'm not sure that the vaccine would stop that. So it could become pretty much a permanent thing if it doesn't die off on its own in your body. If the antibodies, once you're infected, aren't enough to keep it from reinfecting you. But there could also be a time delay. That's what I'm saying, is we just don't know enough about the virus yet. We haven't been watching it long enough to really know how it acts. And we had the same thing with the polio vaccine and virus, And so, they spent a whole year in the vaccine and tested 2 million people, because they were worried about a new virus popping out from it or other unexpected side effects, which they did have. It took after like 6 months, which is longer than we've seen testing on some of these vaccines. Children started getting really sick, and they had to modify it. So, same time, even though this is a different type of vaccine, they're not using a live virus like they were in the polio vaccine. It's still something I would want to see, especially since, once again, I'm going back to the fact that this is a mRNA vaccine, and it's totally new. So we don't even know long-term effects of how this vaccine operates in the body, or how the delivery system operates in the body.
Yep. Did they say that it's effective against different strands of COVID as well?
It seems like it's going to basically be the same as the flu shot, where they pick the most common strain. And there have been people infected with multiple strands of COVID at the same time. So people have gotten COVID and then got another type of COVID at the same time. So I would assume that the vaccine is the same, even though it's different, because you're not naturally developing the antibodies to the virus. The RNA from the vaccine is generating them in your bloodstream, the antibodies directly. So there's never a point where your body is reacting to the virus. The mRNA is creating the antibodies pretty much directly through a few steps away from directly, but through chemical interactions.
Yeah. I mean, no. I mean, I already kind of said what I had to say. We're going to have to see what happens as time goes on. I mean, the only thing we have right now is time. We're going to have to just sit back on the sidelines and see what goes down with this the vaccine, with the actual virus. What does it do? Does it stay dormant? Does it flare back up? I mean, there's so many things to ask. There's so many questions to ask, and a lot of them have not been answered. And that's what's so terrifying and what's so frustrating about this whole thing, and that's why there's a lot of people out here that are super paranoid about getting that Rona, getting that vid, because we don't know everything. We don't know everything. We don't know the full truth and the full facts. As scientists in the CDC start to figure things out, we're starting to figure those things out and getting those facts as well. You know what I mean? So it's pretty crazy. It's a crazy thing. But we got to move on to the next thing. Moving on. So this is something very interesting. This happened. This is part of one of our main stories of the day. It's I don't even know how to begin this one. I don't even know how to start this, because I do feel some type of way about this particular video. There's a viral video going around right now where there is a Santa Claus at a store that tells this little boy that he can't have a Nerf gun for Christmas. And I want you guys to see this video. I want you guys to take a look at this video for yourselves. See it for yourselves. See what's going on. It's an interesting one. It's the most horrible time of the year. Okay, let's get it.
What do you want for Christmas?
Give me a second.
You don't know? What? No guns.
Nerf gun.
No, not even a Nerf gun. No. If your dad wants to get it for you, that's fine, but I can't bring it to you. But what else would you like? Lots of other toys. There's Legos. There's bicycles. There's cars and trucks. What do you think? What do you think? It's okay if your dad.
Oh.
Don't cry. Yeah, you'll still get it.
Poor guy. Okay, that's enough. I mean, how long can you watch a boy cry after hearing Santa say no? Okay, first off, before I throw it to the fellas and everything, I just want to say this. Isn't that part of the criteria? Like, isn't that the letter? Like, when jolly old guy comes in and he's like, I want to be Santa Claus for the kids this year, you know, make some extra money, you know, some extra beer money, right? Isn't that part of the contract? Like, that you're supposed to say yes to everything so that the kids can go home happy and they can take a gleeful holiday picture with you and the fam. And, you know, for the $19.99, they can get their photo, you know what I'm saying, for Christmas with Santa Claus and keeps it moving. Isn't that part of the thing? Isn't Santa Claus supposed to say yes? It's a Nerf gun, y'all. It's a Nerf gun. For crying out loud. Santa needs to get fired. Period. That Santa needs to be fired. Now, one thing that's really frustrating me is that it's been thrown out there and they're trying to politicize it and they're going, oh, this liberal Santa Claus said no to Nerf guns. Here it is, though, y'all. What if he just didn't want to? What if he's conservative? He just doesn't like guns. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe he doesn't want to give the kid a gun. I don't know. Maybe he was off his meds. How does it automatically turn into a heavily politicized thing than it just being a Santa being a jerk? Straight up. Isn't that part of your criteria? Your job is to say yes, Santa. That's it. Unless it's something like ridiculous. But a Nerf gun, yo? You're saying no to a Nerf gun? What? Fellas, what do you think on this? This is...
First question, was that a female Santa?
No, that was a male Santa.
No. Was it? And I couldn't see from the quick pan away after, because Santa was out of frame for a while. So like right in the beginning, I could see. Hold on. But I couldn't see the face really.
Hold on, I'm gonna
blow.
But
the voice, I just couldn't discern.
No, that is a male Santa. Look at this. Bam. That is male. That looks like a man. You know what I'm saying? As far as I know, that Santa identifies himself as him, he, and his. That is a man.
Okay.
Yes.
So, yeah, but saying no to a Nerf gun, like, that's like a politicalized Santa, right? It's like a heavily most people will smack it as a snowflake Santa, basically.
Yeah, snowflake. You can basically say it's snowflake Santa. I just think it's interesting that he... You know, actually, let me take that back. Let me take back what I said earlier. It is as if he took politics and he brought it into his workplace. You know what I'm saying? He took his own biased ideas and brought it into the workplace I don't even know how old this kid is. Hold up. How old is this kid again?
It's like 7 or 8.
I think he's like 7 or 8 years old. But real talk, he took his time to instill his political views. All right, I'm sorry for changing my thought, but it does make sense what Jack just said. It's like he took his political views and he's trying to instill it into a freaking 7-year-old boy that all he cares about is, you know, action figurines and video games and Nerf guns. That's it. And he's trying to put this on this 7-year-old kid. He doesn't care. The kid don't care. You know what I'm saying? The kid don't give a damn. Period.
Getting that heartbreak, you know?
Yes.
I mean, that Santa. He kind of just ruined that whole kid's Christmas and like what he kind of expects from Santa. I mean, I don't know if he thought that Santa was real or whatever, but you know, he has an expectation where he goes in that he's gonna just say what he wants and that that Santa is gonna, you know, help him out, not work against him. I agree with Jack that it seems like he's bringing his politics directly into there because it's just a toy gun.
Yeah,
it's just a toy like the other toys he wanted Tim to buy. But yeah, that guy was terrible. He should have known what was going to happen. Even the little baby girl looked sad for her brother when she got sat down.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that. So yeah, I don't know. He was just screwing with the kid.
Was there a shooting at that mall?
That one?
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
I mean, God knows what happened at that mall beforehand or anything like that. I mean, the story circulating around this is that Santa was trying to make this kid, like, trying to put his, they were saying liberal Santa. I mean, you never know. Maybe the Santa is hardcore conservative, but doesn't like guns. Maybe he doesn't want to give the kids guns. I don't know. You never know. It's so strange to me that he would say no. That's it. You're Santa. You're supposed to say yes. If a kid goes, I want a pony, yes, it's probably impossible unless they live on a farm and all that stuff. But you know what I'm saying? Not every day that you're going to get somebody that they're going to ask you for something that isn't obtainable, right? So if they're like, oh yeah, if they're like, I want the moon. Okay, sure. That's impossible. Sorry, honey. That's not possible to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like that can't happen. So let's think of something else, babe. You know what I mean? What's another idea? You know what I'm saying? But like a Nerf gun? And then he's like, oh, I can't get that for you. But, ask your dad. Make sure your dad gets it for you. What? So it's so stupid. It's so stupid. T's in the house with us, man. Flip the camera back the other way real quick. Yeah. We'll fix that. We'll fix that in our break. So what are your thoughts, man, on this story?
Catch me up with the story. What's going on with the Nerf gun and Santa?
So Santa was, sitting with a 7-year-old boy, something like that, 8-year-old boy. 8-year-old boy said, hey, I want, a Nerf gun. And Santa said no. And it made this boy cry. Just the bullets about that story. Just the bullets for that story. Sorry. I said bullets and then it's Nerf gun. What I'm trying to say is just the points of the story is that. What are your thoughts on that?
It's absurd. I mean, I'm not sure why that would be denied by Santa Claus. I mean, Nerf guns were the 90s tradition, the 80s tradition to have a Nerf gun. We all had one growing up.
Word.
I
still have some.
Yeah, I mean,
they're fun.
Was there any issues with demographics or anything like that? Or
what do you mean?
Like as far as racial?
Oh, are you saying like, is this a white kid or a black kid? It was a white kid. Yeah, it was a white kid. It was a white kid. A white kid, white Santa. Everybody around them looked like they were all white. Go ahead.
I want to think of anything that would be like, a biased kind of viewpoint. I mean, I don't see that being an issue. That's just anti-gun, which could be something, But again, a toy gun for Christmas is something that most kids have anyway.
Right.
Got to get that Red Ryder, right?
Big wheel, something. But I mean, the Nerf gun. That's silly to me. Come on.
It's hella silly.
I guess he's being way too liberal. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, like I said, and of course I'm just trying to play the devil's advocate side here, but what if he's just really conservative and maybe he just wants to bring peace on Earth? I don't know. Like but I don't understand why he would say no, because he doesn't say anything political behind it. He doesn't. He just says no
guns.
I can't get you any guns. But your father can get that for you. Anything else you want for Christmas? That's it. He didn't say, no, I can't do that because it's a conservative rhetoric that I don't condone. You know what I'm saying? He didn't say anything like that. He didn't say all of a sudden, Blue Lives Matter. You know what I'm saying? He didn't say anything. He just said no, which is wrong, period. Extremely wrong. It's a kid. Unless it's something that's incredibly impossible to get, like a spaceship, you know what I'm saying? Then I understand him going, well, you may want to think of something else, honey. Take some time. Think about something else. I can't get you a spaceship, like a human-sized spaceship. But think of something else, honey. A Nerf gun? I could do that. Piece of cake. I think it's ridiculous that they did. I think it's really ridiculous. They shouldn't have done that. And I feel like there should be a disclaimer or a breakdown, guidelines, set of guidelines, a pamphlet, a handbook, an employee's handbook for the Santas. That they're like, okay, you could, you know, here are the things that you can do. But you must say yes at all costs. Because every kid thinks that you're going to get him or her anything they want. But a Nerf gun, yo? That's whack, yo. That's whack. And it doesn't matter where he stands on the political spectrum. It's just wrong. Doesn't matter if he's liberal, doesn't matter if he's conservative. It's just wrong. The funny thing is NRA took that video and put it on their website, put it on their Twitter, you know, and trying to spin it in some heavily political way. And it's kind of like, well, maybe Santa Claus hit too many hits from that bong before he walked into work that day. And he was just feeling a little rosy and a little like, you know, little peace, love, and happiness going on. And he was just like, I just want to bring peace to the world. I want to bring peace and joy to the world. And so he just said no. And maybe he was just really high and he said no. And he's like, whoops. He could have, the other opportunity he could have done. He could have had that opportunity to say, you know what, I'm sorry, kid. Sorry, son. I take that back. You want a Nerf gun? I can get you a Nerf gun. I'm sorry, buddy. He could do that. He could have retracted. You know what I'm saying? He could have reneged on what he said, but he didn't. He just sat there and goes, oh, sorry, buddy. Oh, lo siento. Lo siento. While this kid is crying, ruining his Christmas. You already know how hard it is out here in these streets. It's 2020. You know what I'm saying? This kid got to work for a living. You know what I'm saying? He's dodging the Rona everywhere he goes. You feel me? All he wants is a damn Nerf gun. And homeboy says no. That dude better be. I hope that guy gets fired. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not a conservative. I'm not. Because I don't want to get it twisted. Because some people will turn into this show and go, oh, wait, he's talking against this Santa Claus. No, it's just wrong. It's common sense. It's just wrong, y'all. You don't do that to a kid. If I were that dad or that mom, I would have been the worst. I would have turned my whole Karen on. I would have worn the wig and everything. Going, let me speak to your manager right now. Hands on my hips and like that. You know what I'm saying? Angry. You know what I'm saying? How dare you, Santa? That sounds so wrong. It sounds so wrong saying that about Santa. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to say yes, Santa. I'm sorry. You're supposed to say yes. You were the chosen one. You're supposed to say yes, man. Damn. Anyway, we got to go to a quick commercial break. Keep the comments going down below. We'll be right back. We are going to talk about this not effing around coalition leader Grandmaster Jay getting arrested. Bruh, we got to talk about that. T's got the story. We'll be right back. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.
Love, peace, and wellness for the holidays. Don't cancel them. Prepare STL. Decorate. Make it as normal as you can, but slow the spread of COVID. Wear a mask. Wash your hands. Watch your distance. Prepare STL, helping St. Louisans of color prepare and prevail.
But you see how he makes these S's in his body right here? That's where he's hanging on, and then he's moving forward with the locomotion of his ribs. That is classic Missouri rat snake right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab him before he gets into a hole. Now, these snakes are not biters. They won't bite as long as you don't squeeze them. If you just stop them like this, it'll freeze them, and then you just gently pull them back. As long as you don't squeeze them, they won't bite.
Yo, Mike, what's up, man?
Guy? Good to see you, man.
Yeah, so Sugar Fire.
Yeah.
Fully open, right?
Yeah, we're pretty much open. So you can't sit inside yet. Monday you can sit inside a little bit. We'll have 25% of the tables inside, and then we're letting it rip outside.
So I know that there's a lot of people really concerned about staying safe and all of that.
No,
so what are you guys doing in regards to that?
Well, we have extra people to clean, rub everything down all the time. Everybody inside's wearing masks. And we have little stickers on the ground so everyone can stay 6 feet apart.
Right on.
The tables are all spaced out, inside and outside.
Sugar Fire, open in full effect right now. They're staying healthy, they're staying clean. Go get you a rack of ribs. Sugar Fire, open right now.
Thanks.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.
You're gonna perform
I'm sorry,
tonight.
I can't make this interview boring because this
No,
man
it's
is
not
too
boring.
exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is gonna leave and go somewhere else where we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
Homeowners and property managers, if you're looking for effective and humane ways to remove wild animals and deal with the damage that they have caused, we have good news for you. Introducing Wildlife Command Center, a professional nuisance wildlife management company specializing in providing animal removal for residential, industrial, and commercial clients. We are the only wildlife company that checks 70 different areas on a structure to determine the answers to the following questions. Exactly which animal are we dealing with? How is the animal getting inside the home? What kind of damage is the animal doing to the structure? Once we get the answers to all of these questions, we develop and write up an action plan to resolve the animal issue completely and provide a quote to implement that action plan. We perform a very in-depth 70-point wildlife inspection. From visually inspecting the highest point, the chimney, to physically crawling inside the attic space and looking for animals, chewed wires, fecal matter, chewed structural wood, we inspect everything. Our inspection process covers all of the following 70 points: animal-proof chimney cap, roof ridge vents, roof to soffit junctions, dormer fascia, attic gable vents, gutter lines, fascia trim, garage door, utility penetrations, water, gas, electric, and cable, bathroom vents, attic roof ridge vents, attic electrical, wiring, junctions, boxes, and lighting, concrete decks, additions, wooden crawl spaces, basement plumbing, penetrations, ceiling, floor, and wall. Wildlife Command Center's mission is to deliver the finest quality wildlife removal and pest control service that is safe for the environment. For more information, call us now.
Hey, welcome back, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and being a part of the conversation. If this is your first time checking out this show, please go hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel. I do this show Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, and I do an evening show at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Yesterday, we did a show last night. I don't know if I will be doing a show this evening. I'm not quite sure yet. But be on the lookout for on our community page. I will be letting you guys know about it. I got a bunch of meetings here today, and I don't know if I'm going to have time to really prep and be ready for a 7 p.m. Central Standard Time show tonight. But please hit that subscribe button, be a part of the conversation, and also hit that like button down below. That would mean a whole lot. All right. We went from that Nerf guns, and now we got to go into something more real, more political, more serious right now. The NFAC, also known as the Not Effing Around Coalition leader, Grandmaster Jay, has recently been arrested. Man, this is quite an interesting story. T has got the story. What's it going, man?
Yeah, so the leader of a pro-gun group that stages an armed protest against police violence has been charged with pointing a rifle at federal officers while in Kentucky for a demonstration. Real name John F. Johnson, who calls himself Grandmaster Jay, is facing a federal charge of assaulting task force officers. A complaint filed in federal court in Louisville said Johnson pointed a rifle, which had a flashlight mounted on it, at officers who were on a rooftop in downtown Louisville on September 4th. Johnson's group, known as the NFAC, Not Effing Around Coalition, has been an all-black membership, and they have been at demonstrations against white supremacy and police violence. The incident occurred the day before the Kentucky Derby, when several groups and hundreds of protesters peacefully marched to call for justice in the fatal shooting of Breonna Taylor by Louisville police. This group was also at Georgia Stone Mountain to protest against Ahmaud Arbery, and also to protest against the Confederate flag. Johnson, 57 years old, was arrested Thursday at his home in Westchester, Ohio. He has now been since bailed out, but he's also facing a maximum sentence of 20 years in federal prison if convicted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So,
also, it says
one
more point. Sorry.
Go
it
ahead.
says that Johnson pointed an AR-style rifle with a flashlight on it, which blinded several officers on the roof, including Secret Service and FBI agents.
Here it is. Of course, I'm not against any, your First and Second Amendments. Obviously, we already know what those stand for and everything. I'm not against, freedom of speech and your right to bear arms. But I feel like, there's some videos out here showing Grandmaster Jay handling an assault rifle, and it's seeing him handle an assault rifle gives me great pause. The fact that he owning a gun, holding the gun is one thing, but pointing it at police officers is another thing. Now, obviously, this is all alleged right now. This is what he's being accused of doing right now. And actually, I'm trying to find the photos of him actually pointing, because apparently there's some footage of him actually pointing the gun at people. So I'm trying to find that real quick. All right. So I found it here. So if you can see, this is the photo that they're showing. This is the gun. This is him right here pointing the gun up, or pointing the gun. And they're saying that this is the actual footage of, or this is the actual photo of him actually pointing the gun and aiming it at members of the U.S. Secret Service and LMPD. I don't know. I'm still kind of piecing all of this together, because even in that photo itself, here it is. It's all alleged. We don't know who he's pointing at in those photos. I'm just saying the opposite side of the fence here. You don't know who he's pointing at, what he's pointing at. But they're saying that this is him actually pointing at the Secret Service. I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know. I'm still processing this. You know what I'm saying? Jack, what are your thoughts on this one?
I mean, does that gun have a range that far for like where the people were at? I guess that's one thing I don't know. Like, was it actually like a true threat? The lights that they're using, it's probably one of those, like, if it's a super bright one, maybe those like ones that like shine like will actually brighten up a mountain in the darkness. I could see one of those maybe blinding somebody. But if it's a normal flashlight, I mean, the power of that, like the lumens that are on it, being able to reach somebody that's on a rooftop to actually bother their eyes, like, that's got to be a specific thing. Was it like a laser mounted like flashlight? A couple, I guess I have questions, and obviously but if you're in a group and you're pointing a gun at federal agents, I mean, you should be lucky you're not shot, right?
I agree. I think that. You know what I mean? David, thoughts? You're on mute, brother.
I would want to see more of the video and evidence or whatever, but from what we've seen, it looks bad on the guy's part. It looks like he had a Surefire, which is a super bright light. It's kind of like what Jack was talking about. And AR-15 can shoot out. If you're good with it, you can hit out about 300 to 500 yards, depending on the type of AR-15 you have. So in terms of that, he could probably have shot those guys just fine. Obviously, it doesn't seem like that was his intent, but at the same time, he was pointing the gun at them. Even if he was just trying to use his flashlight, that's a good way to get shot, really. I don't know. If it was anyone else but the police, they would have probably shot back. It's good they didn't shoot him. It's very good they didn't. But
true.
That is a reaction I kind of would have expected if you start pointing a rifle at people. So I'm glad it at least came out without anyone getting shot. As far as the trial, I'm not really sure about that. I would want to see more to say anything about like a trial. But as far as him coming out, he did the wrong thing and he put himself in danger. That's how I see it.
I mean, he did the wrong thing. He put himself in danger, and he put his fellow man, his fellow coalition members in danger as well, just by allegedly pointing at the LMPD and at the U.S. Secret Service. I mean, it's still a bad move no matter what. He is also looking at a sentence that could be his maximum sentence that he is facing is 20 years in federal prison if convicted, if found guilty of doing this. Now, you also got to throw this out here too. Could they be trying to find just anything to throw him in jail? Just saying that out loud. Sorry to say it, but I'm going to say it. Like, could they be trying to find anything to just get their fingers on him? You know what I mean? Get their hands on him. Kind of rein him in, control him. Because obviously the not effing around coalition is very big. And is a bunch of men suited and booted. I mean, it's an army of men. Some of them have no idea what the hell they're doing. Some of them don't even know how to handle guns, but they're all suited and booted. He's teaching these guys how to handle guns in his apartment, in his own apartment, teaching them how to use a gun, hold a gun, you name it. You know what I'm saying? But who's to say, who's to say that they're looking at John Johnson, literally that really is his name, John Johnson, Grandmaster Jay. Who's to say that the government or that the Secret Service or whoever is looking at him and going, this could be, this could be a very dangerous person. This could be public enemy number one. T, what do you think?
Well, I think there's two sides to this. Since Grandmaster Jay made himself public, which has been, from my understanding, February for Ahmaud Arbery in Georgia. Mm-hmm. He hasn't been making himself pretty, well available via social media. on several different platforms. He has been talking out aggressively towards anyone who does not agree with his tactics and his ideologies. I believe that he was trying to organize this militia just as a safeguard for Black victims of white supremacy and also police brutality. That was his initial stance. I think since then it hasn't been as consistent. There have been some critics of him, deeming him a threat really to himself and other Black people because he has been mishandling firearms, disregarding the basic safety rules of firearms, and he's also has been speaking some really radical things that the far right don't agree with in terms of separating the races and also having land of our own in America. Like he said, he wanted Texas to be reparations. So he has been facing a lot of backlash. So I'm pretty sure he has been on the radar, not only for the far right militia groups, but also the government as well. It's going forward. I mean, I think you made a good point with him pointing the flashlight that was attached to an AR-15 up towards, maybe he didn't know who they were, but unknown people on top of a roof. But if he knew they were police or law enforcement, that was very foolish of him. Maybe he should have detached the flashlight from the gun. That would have been a safer option. But he could have easily have been sniped if they were if they felt like he was threatening their lives.
Mm-hmm.
And that would have caused a mass hysteria with hundreds of other Black armed militia followers. Imagine that happening, So I think the law enforcement, if it was valid what he did was true, they did have great restraint because they could have easily triggered a aftermath of violence and blood, unfortunately.
That's true. And it's funny because if you really think about it, of course they know who the hell that man is. They're there in the first place. If Secret Service is on a rooftop or whatever, looking at those guys, they're not over there just following them out of nowhere. They know exactly who the leader is. They know exactly who Grandmaster Jay is. So for him, if they were to shoot him, like if they were to just pick him off with a sniper right then and there, you're right. That would have started hysteria. That would have started pandemonium for sure. So they know better than to pull the trigger. Unless he was to fire first, that's another conversation, right? If he pointed the gun up towards wherever they were and he pulled the trigger, sure, they were going to light him up. They would light his ass up with the quickness. But given the fact that they're there because they know who the leader is and they're keeping an eye on the leader. And the last thing they want to do is kill him or harm him in any type of way, because you're right. Every other person, a part of NFAC, would run amok. I mean, it would just be a full all-out war right then and there. So the fact that you never know. I don't know. It seems weird because I don't know what kind of. I'm not a huge gun guy. Like I like shooting guns. I like guns, but I don't have a gun. I don't own like heavy artillery like the gun that he was holding. But was there a scope on the gun? Could he have possibly been pointing the gun using the scope to see if he can get a clearer view of who it is on the rooftop? Is that a possibility? Like, I'm just throwing that out as an idea, because in my head, I've seen people take their scope on their gun and like just so they can see what's going on down a little ways. Oh, I see such and such. You know what I'm saying? Is that a possibility, or is that a far-fetched idea? I'm going to throw this to David because I think David knows this stuff.
Yes. I'm not sure that he had a scope on his gun, but
Okay.
yeah, that's a very common thing is to use your scope. It's bad practice. You're not supposed to do it. It's in terms of proper
But mind
training
you,
and gun usage.
But mind you,
But
I want to point this out. You gotta see. There's a video of him like trying to show off how to handle an AR-15, and it's wrong. On multiple levels, it is wrong. So he's trying to make it seem like he knows what to do with guns, but he has no earthly clue how to handle a gun. So I would see somebody who is not fully knowledgeable around a gun like that use the gun as if it's his own binoculars. You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
yeah, it's definitely a bad idea, but it's possible. I mean, especially if it's a reflex he's developed, I can see that happening, because that's one of the reasons you don't do things like that, because you build up reflexes. So you see somebody down the street and you're just carrying your gun, all of a sudden you're like, oh, who is that? And you just look automatically, pointing the gun at them. That's why you don't do things like that, because you do get acclimated to that. So it's possible that was his initial thought. And so, like, the police, you're probably 100% right that they are already watching him. I'd be surprised if they weren't. Secret Service or whoever was all involved.
Right.
And so the thing is, like, he knows they're watching him, and, you know, you can't expect the police to work in your favor. So he should have just been mindful and careful the whole time, because they are looking, if they want you, they're looking for one minor mistake. And if you make that mistake, they're going to get you. And they might push on that one charge instead of what they really want you for. It's happened many times in the past. And so, yeah, he kind of fell into a trap there as far as I see. And, yeah, like, they set up an opportunity for him to foolishly expose himself, and he ran right into it. And they resisted shooting him, right? And I think it's kind of what Mr. T said, in that they might have shot if there wasn't a bunch of other armed guys somewhere along that street, and then all of a sudden they find themselves surrounded by armed supporters of this guy that they just shot, and they now need to get out of that area. So that's probably kind of why I think they didn't shoot him when he pointed the gun at them, because they didn't necessarily think they'd all make it out. Kind of like, you know, like a Somalia situation where once it starts, they're in the middle of an armed group. I don't know how many people were in his militia, but if the police shoot him in the middle of the street, I would expect some of them to respond in that moment when they start shooting. I expect them to respond similarly, and that's probably why the cops didn't shoot him. I don't think it was necessary. It could be political too, and that they don't want to make him a martyr. So I don't think that's yeah.
No,
I think that would be more the concern of the people in charge of the police than the police themselves. But if they're following orders, that might be why too. So those are the two main reasons I see they wouldn't shoot him. Just because, to be 100% honest, I would expect cops in a lot of other situations to shoot him. Now, that's the reason you don't see a lot of times cops don't end up arresting or winding up somebody, is because there are people there with guns that will say no. And if there are enough people with guns that say no, there's nothing the cops can do. They just have to leave. There's no point in them even trying to do anything at that point. But here he played into their thing, so they were able to have a reason. It played into their trap, so they had a reason to walk him away peacefully, at least.
Exactly, and so that they can keep keep a tight leash on him now. It's basically a way of them. It was basically their way of saying, we know who you are. We're watching. We're going to watch everything that you do. You're on our list. And now he's looking at 20 years, a maximum sentence of 20 years, if convicted, for pointing a gun. I know I'm not trying to belittle that by saying that phrase. Still, it's very serious. But at the same time, pointing the gun. Didn't fire it, didn't do anything. He just pointed the gun. Hopefully he's got some really good lawyers. That's all I could say about that in that situation. It's crazy. It's crazy to me. Okay, so we got to jump into this next one, guys. This is my last story, but we got to make this one quick, unfortunately. But this is stupid. Okay? Because anything with the word Lifetime movie or the phrase Lifetime movie in a title, you know for a fact it's going to be dumb. Okay? I don't think I've ever seen a Lifetime movie where I was like, damn, that was actually, that was good. It was actually pretty good. Nope, not never in the history of my life. This is a movie, I don't know. This is 2020. You know what I'm saying? Like, just watch this.
What the hell are you doing?
A Lifetime original mini movie.
You don't answer my proposal, and now you're not answering my call.
I think I'm falling for the new chef.
Jessica is falling for Harlan.
The cook?
No.
Jessica alone and skip town.
He has a secret recipe that's going to change the world.
Harlan claims to have some secret recipe.
A secret recipe? Spare me.
We all are secrets.
What?
If you marry my daughter, I promise there'll be more long weekends in your future.
Oh my God.
Mom, I have to tell you something.
Don't show.
We have a problem. Secrets
I'm
out,
sorry.
chicken man. I'll take care of this.
This is real?
Everything! Who the hell are you? Harlan Sanders, the new chef.
Mario
No!
Lopez is Colonel Sanders.
Get out of here.
In a recipe for seduction.
Oh my
Premieres
God.
December 13th at
Oh
noon.
my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's the first time I've ever seen that. Oh my God.
Is that a parody or is it like a real thing?
It feels like that's a parody, bruh. Bruh. That feels like a parody. Oh my God. That feels like this looks like an SNL skit. Real talk. This looks like a skit that they're like, hey, and he's and Mario Lopez is the host of SNL. Like, oh my God. That was really, really bad. So apparently it's almost as if they took 50 Shades of Grey and used Colonel Sanders. I don't know. I don't even know how to. I'm trying to. You see what I'm saying? 2020, baby. What the hell? What in the hell did I just watch, man? What the hell is that? Jack, please. What is the synopsis of this movie? Because this is stupid. Stupid. Wait, hold on. Oh my God. You know what? It's brilliant. You want to know why? People who don't normally watch Lifetime are going to watch this movie just for the pure fact that that movie even exists. That is a really good idea. Oh my God. Jack, please tell me the synopsis. What is the synopsis of this piece of trash? Oh my God. I can't hear you, bro. You're muted. There we go.
It says a mini movie.
Oh my God.
On Lifetime, presented by KFC, starring Mario Lopez as Colonel Sanders, airing at 12 p.m. Eastern on Sunday, December 13th.
At noon. They're like, no, we can't show you. We can't show it at 9. We're showing it at noon on Sunday. That's that's how trashy this thing is. Continue. I'm sorry.
So it was produced by the subsidiary Yum Brands Corporation. But there's a thing on theringer.com. They're like, I have 43 questions about this. They're like, well, what's a mini movie? First off, and it's just like I guess a little small flick. It seems like something that would seems to fit on like Quibi, right?
Yeah.
But like, why? Like that's the biggest question is why?
Why? Why? Oh my God!
And why isn't he doing a Southern accent?
Yeah, I don't even know what he's doing. I don't even know what he's doing.
Is that his real facial hair?
I hope not.
I really hope not. I really hope not. I think that was all fake.
Somebody compared him to a sexy hamburger.
I just don't. I don't.
They said for the recipe for seduction are there 11 steps.
But then
this is is there a boneless option?
Oh
Is
dear
there a
God.
double down factor?
Well, I mean, aside from all the inside jokes, like what is there a premise behind this? What's the storyline? What's the synopsis of this thing? Because what is it? He's just randomly, like, Colonel Sanders randomly just walks in, like he's just the chef of the house cook. Like, what is going on?
They haven't given the whole, like, what we just saw is what we got.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't. He's a chicken mogul in a white suit.
It just looks so cheap. Everything is like super bright and oversaturated. Even it looks fake. Like the whole thing looks fake.
Oh God, it's so bad.
It's not even a sci-fi movie, and the whole thing looks completely fake.
Bruh.
So
like,
KFC
so
did
bad.
a Twitter post. It said some folks take their secrets to the grave, but Colonel Sanders takes his to the deep fryer. It's just a veil of mystery that's over this movie.
I'm done. I'm done. So welcome to 2020, because yeah, that's.
I found this. Okay, according to the
for you
meaty
guys.
trailer, the film features an heiress named Jessica who falls for her family's new chef,
Okay.
Colonel Sanders, who has a secret recipe that's going to change the world. But her rich relatives are in favor of the heiress smooching it up with the help, and threaten to fillet the good chef. Foul play indeed.
So I'm assuming this is probably like a 30-minute, 45-minute short movie.
Right.
Where AC Slater.
Mini movie.
AC Slater gets to show off his acting skills, because we haven't seen that in a while. Probably see him shirtless, because it is Lifetime, so you know it's catering to women, so he will most likely be shirtless at some point. And it revolves around fried chicken. Or at least the recipe to fried chicken. So maybe that's what it is. So he's got this amazing recipe that he actually stole from a black woman in the South. That's another conversation in itself. They should have made that movie. But moving on, because that is the true story about Colonel Sanders, just so you know. But anyway, takes this stolen recipe, takes it into this wonderful home with this heiress, falls in love. It's a forbidden love, right? And then they're trying to get the recipe from him, so that they can build their empire off of fried chicken.
Now, my question is, if Yum is starting to make movies, right? I know they own Taco Bell and Pizza Hut. So we're going to get a Taco Bell movie next? And is this going to be a Yum Brands universe where we'll have a Taco Bell Colonel Sanders crossover in the future? Because I see this going that direction.
Ooh, see, I see Taco Bell, right? So Taco Bell, KFC, and Pizza Hut. Famo! You know what I'm saying? Because some spots, they all got them under the same roof. You feel me? So that might be it. You know, next thing you know, you got a Quickie Mart with Subway. You know what I'm saying? Like, because there's always a Subway in the back. You know what I'm saying? Of that Quickie Mart. You know what I'm saying? Or that QT.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, man, that'd be very interesting to see. T, what do you think? What do you think of this thing, man? After seeing that.
This is wacky. I mean, I was thinking that since the movie theaters are closed right now, they're trying to get people just to watch something on television that they wouldn't normally watch anyway. Lifetime is for like certain demographic. Maybe like divorcees and over 50 years old. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But we're all home now, and like, hey, check this out. So I mean, I remember a few years ago, the Sharknado became popular.
Oh, yeah.
Right, remember that? So maybe they're hoping this will pop off too. Some kind of weird, cult film, so see what happens. It's crazy.
But the funny thing to me is, why KFC though? You know what I'm saying? Why KFC though?
Like, it's because it's the only Yum brand that has an actual person that they can use. They looked at all their other restaurants. Like Pizza Hut doesn't have a human for their mascot.
Sure.
Taco Bell doesn't. They maybe had a Chihuahua for a while. So this is the only movie they can make out of all their food brands. That's my guess. 'Cause I don't know that.
Well, McDonald's, Papa John's, even though
they own all those there.
even though Papa John's is
Wendy's?
he lost and Wendy's exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Is this a based on a
things.
true story?
Oh God, please don't, please no, please no, because they said it's supposed to be like 50 Shades of Grey meets whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's supposed to be heavily sexual. I'm assuming with fried chicken. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Fried chicken can be sexy. It's funny because I just had fried chicken last night. You know what I'm saying? And it was delicious. But I'm not sitting there going, I need to bury the hatchet. You know what I mean? Baby, let me take it down and sop you up with a biscuit. No, I don't see that. But I see that being a line in the movie though. Oh, I can see Mario Lopez right now just being like, come on, baby. Let me lay you down, pour some honey on you, and sop you up with a biscuit. You know what I mean? No.
I got something here.
So
okay. Yum Brands is owned by Pepsi, and Yum themselves owns KFC, Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, Habit Burger Grill, Wing Street, and previously they owned Long John Silver's and A&W restaurants.
Ooh.
So KFC is the only one they have with a human mascot.
See, but I would kill to see a Long John Silver's movie or like film.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting to see. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like a Pirates of the Caribbean meets 50 Shades of Grey, since it's going to be on Lifetime. You know what I'm saying? Why not? You know? No? Okay. You know what I mean? Get a Keira Knightley back, you know what I'm saying? And an Orlando Bloom, because Orlando most definitely needs a job. Let him be Long John Silver. Let her be the damsel in distress. You know what I'm saying? And he knows how to make this amazing codfish, deep fried codfish. You know what I'm saying? And it changes the world. It calms the angry seas. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I mean, obviously Ty is right. You know, T is writing this down. So could you read that back? You know, do you mind? Do you mind?
I got you.
But anyway, that is very interesting, guys. But that wraps up the show this morning. I really appreciate all y'all for being on today, guys. Thank you so much to T, David, and Jack. Thank you guys for coming on today.
Yeah, man. Good to see you.
Yeah. I will most definitely be trying to be on tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'll see. I'll be sending you guys a thing on the community page to let you guys know if I'm going to be on or not. Today is just too busy and too slammed, but I'm going to do my best to be on tonight, even if it is just to shoot the proverbial ish with you guys for a little bit or something like that. I'll try to see what I can do. Okay. And if you guys haven't done it yet, please go follow me on Twitter. Please, The Pascal Show, one word. Follow me on Twitter. That would really mean a lot. We got to get going. And for those of y'all who just jumped on, be sure to go and scroll back and watch the show. You know what I'm saying? And comment below and be all a part of all the craziness that we just watched. I don't understand how somebody woke up one day and said, hey, KFC 50 Shades of Grey, Lifetime movie, AC Slater, guaranteed hit. I don't know where, I don't know how many lines of blow or like how many, drinks or pots they smoking. But that is something that it's beyond me. It's beyond me. But it is 2020. Weirder things have happened for sure. Anyway, got to get going, guys. Love all you guys. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys hopefully tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. This is The Pascal Show. Bye. Seriously, KFC. Lifetime movie. That's a real thing, guys. That's That's a real thing.
You love peace and wellness for the holidays. Don't cancel them. Prepare, STL. Decorate. Make it as normal as you can, but slow the spread of COVID. Wear a mask. Wash your hands. Watch your distance. Prepare, STL, helping St. Louisans of color prepare and prevail.
But you see how he makes these S's in his body right here? That's where he's hanging on, and then he's moving forward with the locomotion of his ribs. That is classic Missouri rat snake right there. I mean, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab him before he gets into a hole. Now, these snakes are not biters. They won't bite as long as you don't squeeze them. If you just stop them like this, it'll freeze them, and then you just gently pull them back. As long as you don't squeeze them, they won't bite.
Yo, Mike, what's up, man?
Guy? Good to see you, man.
Yeah, so Sugar Fire.
Yeah.
Fully open, right?
Yeah, we're pretty much open. So you can't sit inside yet. Monday you can sit inside a little bit. We'll have 25% of the tables inside, and then we're letting it rip outside.
So I know that there's a lot of people really concerned about staying safe and all that.
No,
so what are you guys doing in regards to that?
Well, and we have extra people to clean and rub everything down all the time. Everybody inside's wearing masks. And we have little stickers on the ground so everyone can stay 6 feet apart.
Right on.
The tables are all spaced out, inside and outside.
Sugar Fire, open in full effect right now. They're staying healthy, they're staying clean. Go get you a rack of ribs. Sugar Fire, open right now.
Thanks.